What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about ZBEC today, ZBCN. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 5th day of October. No, it's the 6th day of October. Damn, it's a brand new day. We actually just closed out the week. We've opened up a new week here. 7 full days left in this week, and we got the weekly close we were looking for. Beautiful things, you guys. What's great about this here, with what we just did, we just closed like 40 minutes ago now, is that close is above this low here. That is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th highest weekly close that ZBCN has ever had. ZEBECians, you're back on top. I think this is a prelude to good tidings, right? We're about to break out of the Dorito chip of truth and financial glory. We're about to break out of it. We're about to see new all-time highs at a very accelerated pace. This is the largest move you've seen to the upside since July. And the last time that was your phase up, I think you're beginning your next phase up here. And with that, I would assume this move is going to be much bigger than this. Might be more akin to something like this because, again, you're breaking out of this overall consolidation phase, right? If we're looking at this here from a high to a low, this is just the beginning, you guys, just the beginning. High to low here as well to overlay some significant fibs. I think there's a lot of significance here at this 2 to 2.3 cent area. There's also a lot of significance here at this 4.9 to 4 cent area, something like that. 3618, 3786 area plus the 2618. You got all these very significant fibs here. And could you stop lower? Of course you could, but I wouldn't be surprised in the least if you saw a move again that was more akin to what you did back here in April, May times. And if we're looking at that as a result from a low to a high, I mean, yeah, you'd be all the way up at 4 cents. We've measured that plenty of times, but that it would be a sizably larger area than just 2 cents. 2 cents is the minimum target, sure, but we really truthfully expect that we'll see a 3 cent to 5 cent price target for ZBCN, if not more. It's very possible that you could go higher, but 6 to 7 cents is also a possibility. Have some significance up here as well. But I'm going to delete all these fibs because I'm sure it's giving everybody a headache. I was looking at ZBECX.com and I did not see any updates. Nothing today. So this is just pumping based off of probably demand, right? There's some big moves coming. Typically what you'll see is that you'll buy the hype and then you'll sell the news. So it's very possible that, in the next week or two, you might get some good news and that might be a good sell point. Then you continue to rally, whatever. I very much do believe that you're going to continue to rally going into the end of October, and you should see something on the lines, again, of a 2 cent price or more. Maybe you go inevitably to 4 cents, 5 cents, 6 cents, 7 cents, whatever, but that could be in the earlier parts, mid parts of November, and perhaps you're only at 2 cents by the end of October. But I do think that you're overall en route to prices that are, again, something in that more or less like a 3 to 7 cent range area, with my personal expectation being at about 4.5 to 3 cents, something in that area there. I don't know why I'm having a hard time talking. Unique technique. How's that go? Anyways, 7 days here. Looking at the weekly time frame, bouncing off the 50 a couple of times here. You do have a nice positive bullish trend overall, but you've broken out of that a little bit. It's good that you're holding the 50 because if you weren't, that would have me a little bit concerned. The fact that you're doing this makes me think we're going to go to the overbought zone. You do have a nice zero or a W on your RSI, and you look like you're about to hit the overbought zone for a second time. The last time we hit the overbought zone, we saw a move like this, and again, projecting that out would take us to 4 cents. Looking at the 1 hour time frame here, you do have a little bearish divergence. All right, now that we've talked about the good stuff, let's talk about the more immediate stuff. A little bit of bearish divergence. And you got a topping candle there. Stochastics are coming down, and the MACD has been green for quite a while. There's no rule against that. Keep being green. Stay green forever. There's no rule that says you can't be green forever. But one might think that it's your run might be a little bit mature. Maybe you need a break right now, at least on the 1 hour time frame, and then come back up later today or sometime tomorrow. It is a brand new day again, right? It's the 6th. 23 hours, 33 minutes left, so you could genuinely cool off your 1 hour time frame and then come back up and see new relative highs all by the end of the day. Very short time frame here. All you got to do is bounce off the 50, get a lower low with a higher low, bounce off the 50 there, or bounce off the 60. The MACD can continue to grow. Again, there's no rule against it, but maybe a little bit of a pullback wouldn't hurt. 4 hour time frame here. Man, I wish there weren't crazy people because I would show you guys all the deer outside my house right now. They're young, right? So they're just getting their horns right now, or their antlers. Sorry, I said horns, antlers. Some of the hunters out there are gonna be like, "What are you talking about, horns?" They're antlers, okay? Young bucks strutting their stuff. There's a little family that comes by here. We get like 6 or 7 of them at a time. My daughter wants to go play with them, but man, that would be really cute in your head, but really bad in reality, probably. Anyways, 0.0048 right now, 4-hour time frame. The RSI is pretty bullish overall, very robust. Higher lows and higher highs, right? Parallel channel coming up. You might come down a little bit, find support, and then continue to move higher. I would expect that typically with the average trend going into the overbought zone, you do see bearish divergence before you're at your top. So you are probably getting close to a relative topping point. I just don't know if it's here. Let's actually look at that and consider that. You're probably not, because you just broke above your daily, your W pattern. We're going to get to that. Hold on. We're going to get to that. I just want to look at some other indicators. I mean, you could move down from here, but I really am having a hard time actually seeing that now. Damn, I wish I didn't say that throughout the whole video. You could move down a little bit. Okay, we'll stick with it. I know, I'm going back and forth, guys, but bear with me. I'm trying to figure it out too, okay? You could come down here. It wouldn't be crazy to backtest this as support. I don't think that this is going to be respected as anything significant. Maybe it is, but I would look at this overall as some kind of W here, right? We've talked about that a few times. It might make sense to come back there around this area. You don't have to go directly to the nipple, but something in that area for support and then continue to rally. But typically with these W patterns, once you break the midpoint, you don't stop until you're above this. So my thoughts are, what's the next fib above that level there from the overall high to low? That would make sense for you to stop at, right? And this is like maybe by the end of this next week, you're going to be here. The next fib that makes sense, if we delete this here, I mean, the 886, sure, you could stop there because you didn't technically hit it there. Maybe go all the way up to your 100 or just new all-time highs altogether. I would think you stop somewhere at 0.0063 to 0.0071. Something in this kind of area here. That's what I would expect. You probably find turbulence there. You'll consolidate a little bit, and then you'll continue to rally going into the later parts of this month, hitting those higher valuations, probably really taking off once you get to new all-time highs. That'd be my thoughts. So by the end of this week, this brand new week, in the next 7 days, you should see a 30% to 45% pump. As fun as last week was with the 13.8% pump, I think this week will be sizably, notably larger. Absolutely. It'll be more akin to something like this here, or bigger. Yeah, you're going to do crazy things. You're ready. You're definitely ready. It's time. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Again, I think you move down just a little bit. 0.0046 at the lowest, maybe 0.0048 at least. And if I'm wrong, it's only because you've gone higher and not lower first. Again, here with this W pattern being right above it like that, you typically don't stop. You typically just, I mean, Bitcoin, you look at Bitcoin here, it's doing exactly that, right? We went here with the W, and as soon as you got above it, you didn't stop. You didn't stop until what? Until you were above where the W began. And that's all we're trying to offer here. And that's why the minimum growth by the end of this week, I think you would see something on the lines of was it 36%? Hold on. What was it? 45 is the maximum. 30, 29% at a minimum. Something in that area. Anyways, I don't have anything else for you guys. Good job. Just wanted to come on here and celebrate. And if anybody's wondering, is this party just getting started or is it coming to an end? I think it's just getting started. The amount of downside that we're considering here is negligible. I would have no problem buying here. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, especially because the upside that is soon to be missed is a much bigger concern than any kind of downside, right? I'll sit through the pain with a smile on my face because what's coming next is going to take you above here. And then likely take you above here as well. I mean, you're on your way to new all-time highs. By the end of the month, we're looking for a 2-cent price or more. Absolutely. Anyways, take care. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one, all right? Bye-bye.